As mentioned, let's get some more historical context on this pardon from NBC News presidential historian Michael Beschloss. Michael, good morning. Always a joy to have you with us. Tell us what kinds of considerations historically go into pardoning someone.
Well, just as Danny was mentioning, here we have a situation where the Constitution, the founders gave a president this almost unlimited power of pardon on federal offenses. And the whole idea was to base it on what the King of England did, one of the few cases in which we tried to emulate the king, where perhaps there had been a breakdown in the legal system, the king could make it up with mercy. So they assumed that presidents of the United States would be people who would use their judgment to remedy cases in which people had gotten a bad deal, there was a defect in the system, or, and preferably plus, a situation in which the person being pardoned would have a record of good conduct since his or her offense, and also say, didn't try to say, I didn't do this, some penance would be involved as well. So all this went into this, but obviously it's very different when you're talking about a president of the United States pardoning his son.
Yeah, and the reality is this is not the first time a president has pardoned a family member or a close friend. Talk about the history here. What's some of the precedent for a move like this?
Roger Clinton, the brother of President Clinton, was pardoned by him for drug convictions just before the end of his presidency. Very controversial. Charles Kushner, whom President-elect Trump is now nominated as ambassador to Paris, or is about to do so, was pardoned by him, although he was the father-in-law of his daughter. So there is a history of this. But the thing is that the founders said in the Constitution, we think that presidents of the United States will be people of such character and such judgment. We expect that we are willing to give this immense power to a president of the United States, almost carte blanche.
In the broader context of things that President Biden will be remembered for, and of course, we're lucky to be able to ask you, somebody who examines presidential history so closely, how do you think this pardon will factor into Biden's legacy?
It'll certainly be considered by historians and biographers, and they will weigh a couple of things. They'll weigh in his favor the fact that this was merciful toward his son. He felt that his son had been wrongly treated. He was worried about what might happen under the administration of President-elect Trump, who is a political adversary. But at the same time, they will note that President Biden did say to the public that he would not do this and changed his mind. And there is always a question with any pardon of, is there an equal standard of justice? When Gerald Ford pardoned Richard Nixon, people said, why does Nixon get off scot-free, when someone who stole something from, a Walmart or a Kmart would not get to do so? So those things are always raised. And most of these pardons, especially of family members, are extremely controversial. This one will be too.
Michael Beschloss, we appreciate you as always. Thank you.
Thank you both.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.